Hello chat. Am I visible? Can you see? Feel like... Hello chat. Am I visible? Is the mic too low? How bad's the mic? Audible? Is there a delay? Shouldn't be a delay. Is the mic too low? How bad's the mic? Audible? Is there a delay? Can you guys see? Can you hear? Shouldn't be a delay. Morning. Can anyone hear? Type in chat if you can hear me. I don't know if the mic is working. I feel like it should be. There's no reason for it not to be, it looks like on my end. Alright, here very well, perfect. Do it jiggle. Shin, this is a problem. This is something we got to talk about at the top. Welcome in everybody. Some of you guys' questions, a lot of you guys deserve jail time. A lot of you guys deserve jail time. That's all that's got to be said though. We'll get to it. Perfect. Alright, everyone can hear. Design, reason behind the design. We have a bunch of questions from the forum, just in case people couldn't make it. So we'll go through those when there's a lull. There are a lot of weird questions. If there's a really weird question, we just won't be answering it. I'm sorry about that. But that's just how it's going to be. Yeah, dude, this is the full wallpaper. I think probably top 3 panels ever for me. This is a legendary panel. Okay, we'll do questions that pop up live just to get... I didn't know if anyone would show up and ask questions live, so we have these just in case as backup. So I'm going to scroll back to the top. Shin asked, does it jiggle? Yeah, wouldn't you like to know, buddy? Sorry. An intelligent guy in sandals. Just going to pre-fire this one. I really like your analysis videos. I use them as background noise for when I study, but I've noticed some of them are gone, like the guts one. Yeah, so if there's ever a video that gets not public anymore... I'm pretty sure what happened is I don't think we've ever removed a video other than the Undertale one that we made if it wasn't like blocked. So either the video was blocked, unfortunately, or there was some other like major strike issue that we had to just take it down. So unfortunately, we cannot have those up or else they will endanger the channel. For example, we have right now on our channel, there's a ghetto video that we had to remake because the original ghetto video that we did with the launch of our channel got blocked and we had to completely remake the entire video. So if there's ever a video that like got pulled, either there was a music choice that went wrong or there was some sort of footage that got blocked and it got pulled. Like we have a video recently that got blocked like in a bunch of countries and so it got like really slashed down, unfortunately. But it's not endangering the channel, so it's not going anywhere. What's the design idea behind the logo? If you go to Canva and you type in space or planet, that image pops up as an asset. And so I threw it on top of the picture, and that's just how it was. That's how it went. That was the design idea. Yeah, the ghetto video is if the original ghetto video, it used a different mic. It used a different, literally everything. Hey Davis, what's going on? Yeah, the ghetto video was, I think, kind of a blessing in disguise because we got to launch it with a Gojo video, and that made it do really well, I think. So I mean, it was kind of a blessing in disguise. It did suck because like it was like how to do all the work again, but it is what it is. Why 3 stars? Because I couldn't design anything else. It's not a good logo. Like if you guys look at the logo like for more than 1 second, you'll notice it's like really bad. Like it's not a good logo at all. Borderline like unusable. But it is what it is. That's what it had to be. Hey Nikki, what do you like other than anime? There are a lot of things I like other than anime. I like music. You guys know I'm a huge enjoyer of music, the rap genre. Very exciting. Favorite genre of all time easily would be the rap genre. Rap and hip hop for sure. After that, after rap and hip hop, probably I really like, dude, I know it's like weird, but I kind of like classical a lot. I used to listen to, at my old gym, they used to put on, whenever it was like my turn for a big lift or anything, they would put on just classical music, and then everyone would have to deal with it. It was really it was tough for everyone else, but it was like fine for me. It was a joke mainly because I mentioned I liked it, and then it was obviously just funny. So they did that. Other than that, other than music, I like running. I enjoy running. They had this crazy app that came out for like ranked running where you could run around your whole like neighborhood and you could capture area and space. It was so sick, but then you have to pay for it, and I'm just not paying for it. So I'm just gonna run for free, I guess. Oxy, top 3 favorite manga. Manga is so different than anime. I don't know if you could, like, I would say not controversial, like you wouldn't put Berserk, I mean you could, but I don't know if you put like Berserk in your top 10 favorite anime. You know what I mean? Like Berserk's anime is kind of mid, and not only is it like kind of mid, it also cuts out so many elements of the story that like makes it that way. Like there's no Puck, there's no Skull Knight, there's no I think they cut out more characters too. There's like so much that's removed from it that I don't know like if you would call it like a top 10 adaptation. But I mean, if you really like the Berserk adaptation, you definitely wouldn't put like the 2006 movies or any of those in your top for sure. I would definitely say Berserk is in the top 3 for sure. I would say, I think Blood on the Tracks. So Berserk, Blood on the Tracks, Kagurabachi. I read chapter 1 when it was a meme. I read Kagurabachi when it was like a joke, and then I stopped reading it because I thought it was a joke, or because I thought it was like we're all fooling around. And then, anyway, let me get back to the question. So Berserk, sorry, I'll go. So Berserk, Blood on the Tracks. It's just like so tough because I feel like like for example, Vinland Saga's anime is a great adaptation. I don't think it's like as good as the manga. I feel like the manga captured something like it was just like a totally different vibe. I felt like reading the manga. I don't know if Vinland Saga's top 3. I really like Goodnight Punpun, but I'm not done with it, so I couldn't put it in my top 3 yet. I really like the Chainsaw Man manga. I feel like Fujimoto, I'll probably put Chainsaw Man 3. So I'll go Berserk, Blood on the Tracks, Chainsaw Man. I think Chainsaw Man's manga, like, as an artistry, gets not enough credit as it deserves. Like, his paneling is so sick. His use of expression is so sick. And I feel like it kind of gets swept under the rug a little bit when, like, a new chapter comes out. Because it's usually, like, there's something so insane happening that it's not like drawn attention to. There are a lot of instances I can think of where like Fujimoto's paneling has been really good. I think like the Himeno scene where she kisses Denji, the reuse of the images is really genius. Where like he uses the same Denji panel for 2 different reactions. All of the fight toward the end of part 1 was sick. The whole falling double arc was sick. I'd probably put those 3. The manga is a totally different experience. We asked me Punpun. I'm 50 chapters in. I've just got to like the chapter. If you read it, you know what I'm talking about. So there's a lot going on in Goodnight Punpun. I think once I finish Punpun, I don't know where Punpun would take it. I would probably take Blood on the Track. Dude, Blood on the Tracks is such a good manga. The total, like, the art styles in Blood on the Tracks are so varied. It's like insane. If you read like chapters 1 through 10 and then like skip ahead to chapter 80, depending on like the scene, you'll have like a totally like different like art direction. It's so sick. Who do you consider one of the best mentor type characters? I feel like all time it's definitely Askeladd. I love Askeladd. Askeladd is so like, I mean, we have a whole video about Askeladd, so I couldn't like distill the points into it, but his presence in the story, his like the way he communicates with Thorfinn, the way he handles like the ideals that Thorfinn has to sort of come to grips with, and how really like he kind of becomes like Thorfinn's father in a way, or his father figure. And I think whether or not Askeladd really showed it, I think he did care about whether or not Thorfinn got his revenge, or whether or not he became more than his revenge. It's he's such a good mentor character, because there's like no reason he should be, but he's amazing. Yeah, all time he's probably my favorite. Have you come across Grandpa Crip's question? I saw it, but we're answering live questions. Then if we have a lull, I'll go into the thing. Thank you for the list compliment. I would definitely recommend, out of the 3, would you ever consider doing analysis videos outside of the anime manga space? Yes, I would. It would be sick if we could at one point. I had an idea for well, what we're trying to do right now, like a little bit YouTube strategy for the one time. We're trying to get into a place where we can make a really good video essay about whatever I want to make a video essay about, and it will like succeed on YouTube, and it will be a good video. Because there are some videos that we make that are veiled as anime content, but realistically they're not necessarily anime videos. I would say like the loneliness video, characters we see ourselves in, the video we made it with talking about the WWE and nerdcore and all that stuff. Those are not necessarily like anime videos. They're like adjacent, but we're trying to transition not out of anime, but we want the ability. Like, I'd love the ability to make a video on, you know, Severance, or like a retrospective on Avatar, or something, like anything live action, like you know, some sort of retrospective series on some niche thing. That would be like a really good documentary style video. But I don't have the skill set for that yet. Who's your favorite JoJo's Bizarre Adventure YouTuber? It's definitely Davis Fluke. Guys, you gotta watch Davis Fluke's latest video. Or don't, if you want to retain sanity, but you know how it is. I haven't met a sane JoJo's fan, so it is what it is. How cool or painful will the next Chainsaw Man movie be? I feel like I know I get a lot of heat for this, but Reze, I don't know if I loved her as much as I was supposed to. I felt like I was sus about her from the jump. No spoilers, but I never really gave myself to like that plot line. But it will be painful. I do feel bad for Denji. I think it'll elevate it. The animation looks insane. The music's gonna be crazy. All the trailers look insane. I think it'll be very painful. Allegedly, people are leaving the theaters crying in Japan. So whatever's happening over there must be insane. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and jump into the pre-responses over here. We'll go to individual. Alright, see, this is a perfect example of a question that just won't get answered. Because, actually, I will answer this one. It came from hard work and dedication. Is this Shin? Shin, is this you? Is this you too, Shin? Or is this... Moving on. Grandpa Crypt. What anime has been the most fun to cover on your channel? Most fun? I think it was the My Hero video. The My Hero video was a ton of fun to make because I feel like there's this weird, like, kind of idea that if you like a certain genre of anime, like you're in the CSM, JJK, like sphere, there's like an you just hate on My Hero just because, like, it's like when Dandadan fans or CSM fans like hate on the other show. That's like your cousin, you know what I mean? You guys are kind of related. It's like kind of the same thing. And so I felt it was really good because I never watched like a My Hero video that was long and in depth that just gave My Hero its flowers. And I felt like My Hero deserved that. I felt like there was enough videos talking about the mistakes it made and whatnot. And I love My Hero. I think it's great. And so it was really fun just to like not play devil's advocate, but like to be the one that made just a really good like a video that just gave My Hero its flowers and the respect that I believe it deserves. So that was definitely, I think, the most fun in terms of like there was really no expectations. It was gonna get hate, or I expected to get hate anyway. But yeah, that was fun. I haven't seen Monster. Blessing. I'm on Fraud Watch. I'm not a tourist, trust me, but I haven't seen Monster. I don't want to watch Monster. I watched like episode 1, 2, and I felt like this was a better manga experience, and I just haven't gotten around to reading it. It's on the list though. It's probably next after Punpun. There's one other between Punpun that I have to read after that, and then I'll probably read Monster. I know it's a classic though. I don't have to get around to it. I watched how many episodes is in Monster? I watched like enough to get an idea of that I was gonna like it, if that makes sense. But I don't want to like. It's kind of like Punpun. Like you have to be in a certain mind space. Like I knew when I was gonna read Punpun, it was gonna be like an experience. It was gonna be difficult. Like I knew Punpun was gonna be like a challenging read, and it was gonna be kind of exhausting. And so I couldn't just pick it up casually. Like there had to be like a time for it. Monster is better in manga if you like it in your own pace. Yeah, I definitely think I tend to like stories like that in manga form. Those more like psychological drama-esque stories. I prefer it in manga a little more, I think. Like Junji Ito, I mean there hasn't been a good Ito adaptation, so I guess it's kind of a bad example, but I mean his stuff in manga is insane. I think personally the whole anti-My Hero Academia hate comes from some of the fans that liked it at one time but then soured on and booed into other series. Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree with that. I feel like the My Hero hate is it's like low-key, it was forced for a long time. I felt like 2 years ago when the latest season came out, I felt like people were coming around and being like, oh, it's actually like kind of fire. But it's been kind of fire, you know what I mean? Like it's not bad at all. Grandma Crypt. How crazy is that we had a grandpa and grandma Crypt? Is it the same person or two different people that like know each other? How long do you take to make a video on average? That's a good question. I would say it depends on the length. I would say our videos range between 17 to 20 minutes. On the rough end, I would say anywhere between 15 to 20 hours. I would say anywhere between 15 to 20, 15, not 50, 15 to 20 hours is about, I think, a fair estimate for the total YouTube workload. Because there's a lot that goes into it. You got there's the ideation, there's the writing, the research, there's rereading that you might have to do. You have like all the editing, gathering clips, music, thumbnail design, all that kind of like stuff that like maybe you don't think about when you think of making a video. All that, like, I factor that in. So I'd say 15 to 20 hours per video. The My Hero video took much longer than that. You could probably assume that one's like 50 minutes. So anywhere between 15 to 20 hours. I think like as we get better, as I get better, it'll be like not as bad, but I would say that's the total work time. Espresso, Josiah, if you want to like time in chat and then add anything to that. My Hero was supposed to be the next One Piece. Was it really? I thought My Hero was like coming right after Naruto. I thought it was like gonna be the next Naruto. I don't think there's ever gonna be another thing that's gonna be the next One Piece. I feel like it's like too late for that. They have to start right now and keep going until I'm dead. Tonga, no questions. Want to say I love your content. Thank you, Tonga. If you chap in a stream later. Shar, am I alive? No. I'm alive. Well, I am alive, but. What's your favorite anime of all time? This is gonna be a surprising take because I haven't talked about it on the channel at all. I've never made a video on my favorite anime of all time, and I don't think I've ever talked about it as an example. But my actual favorite anime of all time is it's Love is War. That anime, that adaptation is so fire. I think that adaptation is genuinely like better than the manga, from what I've read. But Kaguya-sama Love is War, definitely my favorite anime. Second up, I don't know if you would put like Chainsaw Man there yet, because it's like had 12 episodes only. AOT's pretty good. AOT's anime is so good. Yeah, Kaguya-sama Love is War, definitely all-time favorite anime. I would say it's not my favorite like manga or like Japanese-based story. We're probably looking at Berserk again. But as far as the anime goes, it's definitely Kaguya-sama. What's your worst nightmare? I don't know. Worst nightmare is... Oh, no, I got it. Worst nightmare is having to make a Rent-A-Girlfriend video. I actually couldn't do it. I tried watching Rent-A-Girlfriend. After I watched I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. Because I didn't want to watch I Want to Eat Your Pancreas because I was like, it's like, that name is weird. I don't want to watch it. But then I watched it and my life changed. And so I thought, okay, you know what? I'll try Rent-A-Girlfriend. Because the name is weird and it looks kind of weird, but like maybe it's cooking. And it was not cooking. It's awful. It's so bad. Like I just couldn't watch it. Bro. I tried. I put my honest heart into that, and I went in there with an open mind, and it closed my mind like within 3 episodes. I mean, it's episode 5, and I was like, I gotta drop this one. Would you rather make a video on Rent-A-Girlfriend or K-pop Demon Hunters? Easily K-pop Demon Hunters. I do not want to make a Rent-A-Girlfriend video. I think if I genuinely had to like put my whole heart into making a Rent-A-Girlfriend video, I just wouldn't. I think I would quit YouTube. I actually don't know if I could do it. I don't know. You guys manga readers, our YouTube group chat, there are people in there who read it weekly, and they'll post like what happened, so I don't have to read it, so I can keep up with knowing like how awful everything is going. But they seem miserable. they seem so bummed out when they get new news, because it's like a whole bunch of nothing happens, or like it's like a nice little swerve again. It's kind of like being a Chainsaw Man fan, except Chainsaw Man fans like just experience pain. Like it's like, oh, that chapter was just awful, but not for the same reason. Yeah, Kish is. No, I would not make a Rent-A-Girlfriend video. What's your favorite food? Chicken katsu. Easy question. No, not even close. Chicken katsu #1 of all time. If you guys haven't had it, you definitely should. When did you last shower? Literally 20 minutes ago. Before stream. Rent-A-Girlfriend fans seem like they love to torture themselves. That's true, and it's not even like fun. It's not even like afterward they're like, oh, that was so great. Like, oh, peak. It's just... What happened to Rent-A-Girlfriend? All I know for sure is that Isayama had 139 chapters to make AOT, and I think Rent-A-Girlfriend is on 400 something, and a whole lot of nothing has happened. Hey, but it is what it is. It is what it is. What is your favorite live action movie? It's a really good question. My favorite live action movie of all time is Whiplash. Whiplash, with Miles Teller and J.K. Simmons. The movie about jazz music. All-time favorite movie. I'd love to make a video on Whiplash at some point too, but I would say Whiplash is like all across the board 10 out of 10 masterpiece, all-time favorite movie. It's such a great it's such an interesting movie as well because it sort of sets up this whole kind of situation where you're kind of wondering whether or not like Miles Teller is right in terms of like, is it really worth all this? Like, is it actually worth like sacrificing all this stuff to become a musician? And then at the end of the movie, you kind of realize like, like maybe he didn't give anything up to become a musician, but he gave everything up to like appease J.K. Simmons or Fletcher. And it's like, was it worth it? I don't know, but the movie ends like without giving an exact answer. It's like kind of up to you. I love Whiplash. It's a really good like exploration. Yes, the piss filter. Yeah, the piss filter movie. It's like all in green and all in like it's like either all in green or all in yellow. Yeah. I think that movie was shot in 18 days, but I could be just spreading misinformation for fun. But I'm pretty sure it was like had an insane shoot time. Would you rather be never able to stop crying or die? What kind of question is this? This is horrible. This is like awful. Probably never stop crying. Am I bawling or is it just like I'm kind of sad? There's a difference. Like a little bit of weeping, I think you might be able to deal with. You just be a little dehydrated. But if you're bawling, I don't know if I could do it. There's too much going on. Probably, it depends on how bad the crying is. See, this is another question where it's like, why would you ask this? Do you eat your boogers? Dumb question. Answer is obviously yes. Who's your least favorite anime character? It's probably Kazuya from Rent a Girlfriend. I don't like that guy at all, bro. But if I couldn't pick him, Kazuya from Rent a Girlfriend. When I think of least favorite, it's tough because even characters I don't like, I generally like kind of like them for something. Least favorite, I don't like Kazuya at all. It's so hard to find something redeeming about him, and I like low-key kind of find something like, it's crazy, right? Because I had like 2 videos not defending Griffith, but just saying like, it's kind of understandable, like if you look at the context. Dude, I can't even understand Kazuya. That guy's like, it's like, dude, you got like, there really has to be like some self-reflection. And what's crazy is he has it. He keeps getting the self-reflection, and he keeps learning legit nothing. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's insane out there. Other than that, I really don't like that girl from ReZero. The one who, I forgot her name, but the one who played the bard, the one who plays music. I don't like her at all. She was in the newest season. I think her name started with an L. I don't like her. Every time she's on the screen, it just like low-key ruins my vibe. What work of fiction would you abolish if you had the choice? I just spent a long time bashing on Rent a Girlfriend. I don't know if I would abolish any work of fiction in particular. I don't know if I would do it. I feel like there's always like a reason it exists. Even those banned books like Lolita or 48 Laws of Power or any of those other ones, I don't know if you necessarily would gain much from abolishing a book like that. I would probably abolish, I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't do it. I can't think of anything that like I really would want to abolish except Rent a Girlfriend. I'll go with Rent a Girlfriend. Solo Leveling Son or JJK Daughter? That's a tough question. I usually see Chainsaw Man Son or JJK Daughter, in which case Chainsaw Man Son, because at least you know he's my kid, you know what I mean? Solo Leveling Son or JJK Daughter? That's a hard question. I think I would have to go with, I don't know, dude. That's like tough. I don't know which I would navigate better. I think it would probably be JJK Son. I haven't seen any, even Chainsaw Man Sons. I haven't seen them do half the crazy stuff that I've seen JJK Daughters do. I would have to go with Solo Leveling Son, because at least like I feel like I could maybe like work in with him, and we could figure it out. I could try to help him out and like be like, dude, You don't need to do that. You don't stop doing that or whatever. JJK daughter, I don't know if I could do anything. It's like, that's just too much for me. Even the worst piece of fiction just makes you appreciate better works. That's true. That's so real. That's so real. Burn one, YouTube or Discord. I feel like this kind of question is like a little arbitrary because it's like the moment you got rid of one, I think like within a month there'd be another platform that's either just as good or like at least passable. So I don't know. I feel like it's a question where it's like the consequence of the question doesn't really affect anybody outside of like a little bit. It would probably be Discord because I feel like Discord is easier to as like a platform. It would suck to lose Discord as like a platform, but YouTube, if you abolish YouTube, you lose like the whole backlog of all the content on the website. I don't know if that's meta. Marvel or DC, comics and animated series and movies included. I've always loved DC more than Marvel. I've always loved like the DC heroes more. I've always loved Batman way more than any of the like any Captain America, even though Captain America and Bats are like kind of close to my mind. I don't know, but like they got Young Justice and stuff. I feel like Marvel. I don't think I could ever get rid of like my DC bias. I like DC more for sure, but that's like just when I was a kid I picked one and I just ran with it. I can't even think of anyone from the Marvel universe that like have on the same tier as Batman or Robin or like anybody. You know what I mean? Would you rather eat your own poo or bathe every day in maggots for the rest of your life? Who left this question? If you're in here, I don't know, dude. What is this question? What are you trying to get at here? Would you rather eat your own poo or bathe in maggot? Do I have to just eat my own poo once? It's like a ridiculous question, but it also like in two ways. It's like ridiculous in concept, but then also I think eating your own poo one time versus bathing in maggots for the rest of your life is like such an easy trade. I'll eat poop one time to not have to bathe in maggots. Thoughts? Is Somewhere in Time your favorite movie? I hate that movie. Somewhere in Time permanently burned me from like society. I hate that movie so much. Do you like toes? We have a back-to-back weird questions. No comment on the toes, guys. Whoever submitted this didn't put their name because they knew it was a self-report. Davis, is this you? Be honest with me, Davis. Top 9 favorite anime and best girl in Chainsaw Man. I know who asked that one. You're right, Davis. I know too. Top 9 favorite anime is a lot, dude. Top 9? That's like a lot of anime. I generally think Batman has some of the best stories Marvel has made. Yeah, I agree. Batman is, but you gotta understand, like, dude, I think when you're a kid and you see Batman for the first time, there's like something unparalleled that happens. Because it's like, you look at the Marvel heroes, none of them are as cool as Batman, especially if you're like an 8-year-old little boy. There's like Captain America, though, he's like kind of cool. Thor's kind of cool. The Hulk is just a green guy. But I feel like the aura from Batman, it's like there's nothing really like it. So I think I'm biased. I do think like Marvel across the board is probably like better. I don't think I could ever. The 3x3, I did a 3x3 a long time ago. Top 9, I need like a lot of time to think about. Dang, top 9? That's brutal. Okay, well, we already talked about number one being Love is War. I don't know. I'd have to think about it. I'd have to think about it. Ghost Rider. Dude, what a... Wait, Elite pull. You're right. Holy moly. That guy's aura farming me for days. Joker is so sick. Did you play Marvel Rivals and were you good at it? I played it. I was not good at it. I'm not good at games. Like, Elite. JDK, CSM, AOT, Vinland Saga. Yeah, those are definitely all four. Those four are definitely all on. Marvel Rivals, I mained Hawkeye for a little bit when he was broken, and then they nerfed him, so I couldn't play him anymore because you had to be good at him. And then I switched to Cap, and I was bad at Cap because whenever there's a fight, I low-key just run away, and you're supposed to like frontline as Cap, so it's like I couldn't really do it. I played Thor a little bit, but same kind of issue with Cap. I played who was fun? T'Challa was fun to play, but he was so hard like to play. He's like so skill expressive. I just wasn't built for it. Oh, best girl in Chainsaw Man is definitely Himeno. That's all I gotta say about that. Is that true? It might be Asa. Is there a difference between favorite and best girl? It's probably Asa. Final answer is Asa. I really like Asa as a protagonist. I feel like she's low-key underrated. She just gets hate because she's not Denji. Because that's what my heart tells me, Daniel. Himeno is because my heart told me to say Himeno. But it's not true, and I know it's not true. That's why I had to correct myself. M. Kelly. Oh no, let's not say M. Kelly. That says Melky. What is your favorite Yashiki series? Any medium is fine. It's my favorite genre, so I'm curious what you think. Is that healing manga? Or healing anime? Is that an elite level? Is that elite ball knowledge? Japanese genre of media including anime, manga, games. Is that to be healing or soothing? I've seen like 2, so I don't really know. I don't watch this genre really. Oh, Laid Back Camp is in this genre. Wait, maybe I have like. I don't find anything wrong with this type of genre. I don't necessarily watch it. I feel like I have a hard time like assimilating with the characters. Okay, for all time though, definitely K-On! I watched K-On! In high school, at the beginning of high school. I liked K-On! A lot. I was in a band at the time, so it was like such a sick show. Rank the big 3. You're gonna hate me. You're gonna hate me. I'm gonna get outed as a tourist, guys. I haven't completed any of the big 3. I haven't done it. I tried to watch Naruto. You guys, look me in the eyes, bro. There is so much filler. There's a whole bunch of nothing going on in Naruto. A whole bunch of nothing. And I just like, I could be reading like, I guess I could be reading anything else. Out of what I've seen, I think probably Bleach. It's probably Bleach. I don't really, it's probably Bleach. One Piece, I got to like episode 120. I was like, the anime is too slow. Skip the filler. That's a good point. I didn't think to like look up. I think when I tried to watch it, I didn't like process in my head that I could like find the episodes that are filler and just not watch them. Because I think at the time I knew somebody who was like, you have to watch all of it. Like you have to watch all the filler. And I was like, I don't know, dude. I can't be bothered. Mr. Beast, will you ever make a rent-a-girlfriend video? No, Mr. Beast, you couldn't pay me to make a rent-a-girlfriend video. This is definitely Kish, by the way. Thanks, Kish, for the question. I have too much integrity. Mr. Beast would have to offer me like, I don't have $1 million worth of integrity. I think if they paid me $1 million, I would definitely make it. I don't have that much integrity. Power's best girl was. Okay, wait, whoa. We gotta hit this pronunciation. Giacomin. Giacominer? Giacominer. What is your favorite arc in Chainsaw Man? Favorite arc in Chainsaw Man? Just in case I don't forget. Just in case I'm gonna forget. Falling is such a good arc. The Falling Devil arc is so sick. I'm gonna just go ahead and say the Control Devil arc. I know it's like the basic answer, but I feel like the end of part 1 is definitely my favorite arc. Definitely the Control Devil arc. It was just like such a good culmination of everything. It's so beautiful. Second, I think Falling. I really like the Falling Devil arc. I feel like the Falling Devil arc was the last arc where like there was hope in the world. You know what I mean? There's still something on the horizon. Nowadays, I don't know. It's like it's more brutal. Back when the Falling Devil arc was happening, there were still people online being like, he can do it. Like, they can survive. They can win. Nowadays, you go online to Twitter and you get like the new episode or the new chapter of Chainsaw Man, and people are just like, Denji should just die, because it's like there's no hope anymore. It's like over. Falling Devil is like when there was still like light in the world. People still believed in Denji. Eustace. Who do you like more as a character, Makima or Yoru? Gun Devil arc was so crushing. You're right. Falling Devil arc is good. Yeah, it's such a sick arc, Davis. You're right. You're right. The solo arc with the Chainsaw Man Church. The whole Chainsaw Man Church thing is so sick. It's such a good arc. I don't know if that's a hot take. I think it's an underrated take, but I don't know if it's hot. A hot take would be like, I don't know. There's no hot takes in best arc of Chainsaw Man. Makima or Yoru? I feel like I like Makima's character more. It could be just like nostalgia, because Makima's existed in my mind longer than Yoru. But I think it's Makima. I prefer Makima over Yoru in terms of writing. I think it'll change though. I think Yoru's like a sleeper. She's gonna become crazy. Who in My Hero Academia, in your opinion, has the best backstory? Paris. Thank you for the question, Paris. Oh, okay, wait. Let's talk about that. You're right, Davis. Chainsaw Man is a weird weekly read because all the chapters take only seconds. Dude, I'm gonna answer this because I think in every single video, literally every video we make, there's at least 2 to 3 people asking what I think of part 2 of Chainsaw Man. And I literally was gonna open with it, but I forgot. That's why it's in the thumbnail. But Chainsaw Man part 2 genuinely is so much better if you binge it. I've reread part 2 like I think 3 to 4 times for videos or just for whatever. Chainsaw Man part 2 is like, it's so unreasonable to be like, oh, he fell off around what chapter, because the in-story time has been like nothing. There's no the actual chronological time that's like happened in the story has not been a very long time. It's the fact that you get like 10 pages a day, or 10 pages, you get like 28 pages a month, so it feels very slow. But reading it straight through is so, like, it makes so much sense. I really don't like the idea that Fujimoto lost his sauce around the end of part 1, because I feel like there was just a market transition in terms of either the quality of the art or the intention behind the paneling or something that made like the amount of chapters slow down. But I really like Chainsaw Man Part 2. A lot of like the negativity I hear about Chainsaw Man Part 2 is either like Denji's too repetitive, the arcs don't feel as exciting, the mystery's not as strong, or like it drags for so long. I think those are all just like byproducts of the fact that it's weekly and the fact that when you do get a chapter, it's a very short chapter. It's so cooked because like you have to realize, you have to think, not realize, but you have to think about the fact that like when a mangaka is writing a story, they're writing like 3 different stories. They're writing the weekly story, they're writing the manga, and then they're writing what will be adapted, which is obviously like a different thing. But when an anime gets adapted, people always change their perception of how good the manga was without fail. And it's not even like a hate thing. That's just what happens. The manga will come out and then things will make more sense, or it'll be communicated in a better way or a different way, and it'll retroactively change like how the manga was perceived. But I think if you just read Part 2 through, like if you reread Part 2 right now, Part 2 would genuinely like not get nearly as much negativity or like critique that I see it get in terms of like what specifically bothers people. The problem with modern chapters of CSM is that Fujimoto is basically writing us a long movie that he's chopping through. Yeah, exactly. Like it's literally like you're watching. It's like, remember when you started watching anime and you would watch anime on YouTube and it would be like in 2-minute segments in the bottom right of the screen behind like in front of all the crap in the background. That's what it's like. It's like you get like such a small amount of it that it's like you can't really have anything to cook with. I think Part 2 has been better overall. We just haven't had that Part 1. Yeah, like there hasn't been anything really. Like when you think about it though, like the reveal of the reveal of Fami was like, I would say it's like on level of Makima's reveal, almost, not as much, but yeah, I think once he's done, I believe that like once Chainsaw Man 2 Part 2 is done, it'll be looked on just as fondly as Part 1, if not more so. If not he'll be praised for the ability to like really elevate it beyond Part 1's constraints. I think it also connects with Fujimoto love for movies. Yeah, for sure. A lot, and I mean a lot of Chainsaw Man manga fans didn't get into it until Part 1 was already over. Exactly. You're exactly right, Davis. The people who like started reading the manga after they watched season 1, and by the time season 1 was finished, it was basically over with Part 1. So dude, Davis, you hit the nail on the head. That's perfect. Yeah, so it's like, if you just let it cook, like guys, like we can't keep doing this, right? Every time Fujimoto has like a lull in the story, people say he falls off, and then he'll come back and people be like, oh, I never doubted the GOAT, that's why he's the GOAT. Just let him cook. If it feels like something's happening, just let it. Like he's never failed to like make something happen before. The progress part just feels slow, but it's just Fujimoto. Yeah, it's also like his style. Like I get it. Like if someone's like, oh, it feels too slow to read weekly, I get it. It's like, it is what it is. Part 1 ends like a year. Yeah, exactly. Like it's such a like the conversation is so skewed in that way. Do you think Takopi's original sin will be nominated for Anime of the Year? I hope so. What else would really compete with it? To be Hero X, I guess. Part 2 of the biggest blow up in terms of adaptation was because the pace can be perfected in Part 2. Yeah, I mean, Part 2, when Part 2 gets adapted fully, if that ever happens, I think it will be like, I think it'll solidify its spot in like legend status. It'll be a classic for sure. Orb should get nominated. What else? I don't know if like Dress Up Darling will be nominated for Anime of the Year. It'll probably win. I saw some of To Be Hero X. I heard it's goated, but I'm not tapped in. I'm caught up on Call of the Night is so sick. Call of the Night is so good. You guys gotta watch Call of the Night, man. If you're not watching Call of the Night, you're trolling. Do we think Call of the Night has the best soundtrack? If you've seen it, like this year, not overall, but just like this year. I would say so. Oh, I'm gonna answer this question. Who in My Hero Academia, in your opinion, has the best backstory? I talked about it a little bit in the My Hero video, but my favorite backstory, and the one I think is the best, is Toga. Because Toga, she really gets down to like the meat and potatoes of what I think My Hero is doing. Because My Hero, there's a reason for all the other villains. Like, if you look at the major villains in the story, like Twice, Shigaraki, Dabi, all those characters, those characters all have like a distinct like turning point. Like, they have a moment where like they went down this path of like villainy, and that's why they became a villain. But Toga's different. Like, Toga doesn't have a specific moment where she became the way that she was. She always was like that. Like, she was born in the way that she was born, and that's just like that's just how it is. There's nothing really that could have been done to change how she was born. And so it's really interesting, because it's like, if that's the case, right, what does it really matter if you can treat problems but not the symptoms? Like, if you can like rehabilitate Dabi and Shigaraki and Twice and Moonfish or whatever, and Muscular and all those guys, or Lady Nagant or Gentle, if you can like rehabilitate them, does that change the pre-existing like issues? And I don't think it does, unless you like can tackle Toga, because Toga doesn't have like, she does have a reason, like obviously the way she was treated, but it wasn't like the catalyst for her becoming a villain was that she was treated weird. It was the fact that she was born the way she was born. And so I think Toga is really hitting the nail on the head directly in terms of what My Hero wants to do, which is why the arc with Uraraka is probably the most important, I would say. And I think that's why it comes right before the Shigaraki section with Deku, because it's My Hero's forcing the answer. It's forcing, like, what do we do with this? How do we rectify this situation? So I would say it's definitely Toga, for sure. Joanna said you can cosplay at Nightwing. What is Nightwing? Like the DC character? At Nightwing is not a thing. Have you seen the Chainsaw Man compilation edit? Compilation edit? No, I have not. What do you think? I love ReZero. I like ReZero a lot. ReZero is really good. I haven't watched. Actually, I did. I don't know why I was gonna say that. I was gonna say I haven't watched the latest season, but I literally have. I like ReZero a lot. I don't know. I think it'll probably be like literally best isekai of all time once the full thing comes out, because it's crazy. Have you read Call the Night as a manga or just the anime? I have not read the manga, but allegedly, from what I know about the manga, I have to. The character Nightwing? I'm not cosplaying the character Nightwing. I'm never doing that. Solo Living kind of blew like JJKS2 did. Continue to play up with the plot, yeah. I feel like in season 2 of JJK, people didn't care about the plot, but I felt like the plot was overshadowed a lot. I feel like that was like a culture thing. I don't know if there's anything to overshadow in Solo Leveling season 2. It's very shallow still. Do you think Goodnight Punpun will ever be animated? I would hope so, but then again, I don't know. I don't know if we'll ever see a Goodnight Punpun or a Berserk adaptation, just because it's like, it's such like a graphic, I guess Punpun's not graphic, it's just more like psychological. I don't know. I feel like Punpun getting an adaptation would be insane. Hi Mocha. Top 5 anime. we kind of talked about it a little bit. We have Kaguya-sama number 1. I'd have to think about it like a lot. Off the cuff, I would say probably Vinland Saga AOT. Vinland Saga AOT. I don't know. I'd have to think about it more. Definitely Love is War number 1. Definitely Love is War number 1. I can't ever talk about solo leveling online because there's so many people that straight up harass you and think it's bad. That's the unfortunate truth, bruh. That's the world we live in. I don't know if solo leveling being popular is a byproduct of, I don't want to say it, but tourism. I don't like that terminology, but maybe that's just what it is. Like, there's just like a ton of new eyes on the medium this year. I have not seen Code Geass. I haven't seen Code Geass, but isn't that the show that Pizza Hut sponsored? Or am I making that fact up? Yeah, it did. Pizza Hut sponsored Code Geass. Are you gonna do something on Gacha Yakuza? Guys, I have a controversial take. I have a controversial take, guys. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say this in the most chill way possible. I watched the beginning episodes of Gacha Yakuza, and I did not love it. I thought it was like 5 out of 10 so far. Ooh, Haikyuu is good. I'm sorry. I might do something on Gacha Yakuza, but it won't be until I either like completely catch up to what's animated right now, and I have an idea that I think is worth talking about, or after I read the manga. I think it's cool. Like, the first few episodes, I just didn't love them because there were a lot of reasons I didn't love them. But I would definitely say it's one of the weaker, like, first early episodes I've experienced in recent memory. I didn't love it very much, which kind of felt weird because I felt like I should, because everyone was saying it was so good. I don't want to, and I never want to be like, this is something we do for every video. But if there's a video or a series that's going super popular, or there's any type of trend that's happening, I never want to make a video just because it's a trend. So just because Gacha Yakuza is popping off right now, because I don't have anything of value or that I think is interesting to talk about or say, I can't just make a video on it. It wouldn't feel right. It would be a bad video as well. If I do something in Gacha Yakuza, it'll be maybe a full series thing. It'll be a retrospective. If I feel spurred to make something, I will. But overall, so far, I don't love it. I would say it's right now like a 4 to 5 out of 10 for me. But that's my opinion. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people love Gacha Yakuza, but it is what it is. Once I get a grasp on it, like, if I can't really give a correct take yet, or an actual take yet, I just haven't seen it, so I just don't know enough. But from what I have seen, I haven't seen anything enough to like make me make a video yet. Someone who hasn't watched many of your videos but is fascinated with the ones you have. Very, very cryptic. I like that. It's like a little bit of mystery. I'm unaware if you've been asked this question before, but why did you choose to pursue the analytical content about anime for YouTube? And what made you get into it? So, I do like Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man is one of my favorites for sure. I do. It's if I think I made a post a while back saying I won't make a Chainsaw Man video. It was because I didn't have anything to say about it, and unless I have a topic where Chainsaw Man is like can be worked into or anything, I won't make a video on Chainsaw Man because I know it will perform solidly on YouTube if there's nothing for me to say, because at that point I feel like it's not really worth anyone's time, so it's just not worth making the video. Chainsaw Man is one of my favorites for sure. We'll do a 9x9 after we get through these questions. We'll blast through them. Why did I choose to pursue the analytical content from anime? This is a good question. I'll answer it as least pretentiously as I can. Usually I go through a few different revisions in writing because the first script always sounds a little pretentious, and then I send it to people and then I ask them if they think it's pretentious, and then I can edit it because it's not the intention. However, I felt like there is not necessarily a gap, but for me, in my experience, I've written 8 novels, full-length novels, in terms of at least 50,000 words. As the literal definition of a novel, I've written 8 of them, and I've taken online courses. Yeah, sorry, not 9x9, 3x3. I've taken courses on it. I've studied it. I've done as much as I can to learn everything I can about writing. And a lot of time when I watched like analytical content and stuff, it would be good. Like there was not a need for another analytical YouTuber. There's no need for another one. However, part of what I love the most about writing and about stories is like that technical aspect of trying to really get in deep. Like it's not necessarily like a thing of like intelligence for me personally. Like being specific with a story or getting into the nitty-gritty isn't necessarily about intelligence, but it's about, for me at least, just like the experience of the story. And so I feel like if there's a way for if you have 20 people that watch a series, right, or they read Chainsaw Man, and all 20 like it, and they all walk away feeling the same thing, and none of them can super put it into words, I would want to sit there until I could do it, until I could figure it out, until I could like kind of like grasp what it's about. And when I do that, I just want to make a video on it, because it's just very exciting for me to have had that experience, that I sat down with the story, I got something out of it, and maybe you got something out of it too, but I just spent a little more time around the writing space or with the story, that I pulled something special from it. And so I would say it's definitely like the analytical stuff, and it's also like a little bit to kind of not prove that I can do it, but like to learn how to communicate better. Like there's a difference between like understanding something and then really being able to like communicate it to someone else. Like if you analyze a story, like I think if most people read or watch a story, they can get it. They'll get it. But I don't know if it's as universally a skill that anyone who will just get it is able to communicate it and distill it down. And I think that takes a lot of time and a lot of effort. And YouTube is definitely helping me with that skill that I wanted to improve on. What do I buy your novels? Stay tuned in. I have something in the works soon. But yeah, I think you can really improve as a writer by studying stories will tell you how to not write a story. Take Rent a Girlfriend, for example. I didn't say it, but someone else did, so that's great. Mustafa, I've seen this name in my comments a lot. So, how do you find the inspiration or motivation to move forward when you see everything you built after day and night crumbling around? So, station you showed your hardware kind of ways. So. Crumbling when one of your own person you thought was close to you and destroyed your hard work. Anyways, I kind of live your content. I just can't find any vlogs except it's very late. You speak a difficult way. Yeah, I feel that. I do. I'm learning how to speak better. I think this is kind of communicating that you were in a group project of sorts or a collaborative effort, and then something bad happened between you and the collaborator. I think this is an interesting question. I've never had a long-term collaborator on a project in terms of like a story. But this is an interesting question. I would say in terms of finding the inspiration or motivation to move forward, there's always something else, I would say, if that makes sense. Like the reason you started to write the story, or the reason you got into this collaborative effort, whether it's for a story or a real life thing, there is a reason you did it. And I think that if you go back to the reason why you did that original thing, you'll notice that you didn't have that thing in the first place. And so you're starting not necessarily from zero, but you're starting from even more than what you had the first time. And I think it is discouraging, like if you lose all your progress in that way, or you lose your motivation, or you lose everything. But in this, like in the same way you weren't defined by it before you started working on this thing, you aren't defined by it now. And so if you lost it, you still have the opportunity to create something new with the new experience and the new stuff you have. Like when you think about writing a story, like there are very few things, even in the most insane story, that aren't very simple, like in concept, if you think about it. You know, you might have an alien invasion story where, you know, you're the main character is some alien who doesn't understand humanity or whatever, and they're like super lonely or whatever. That's in application, it's like a very, very distinct extreme thing, but in practicality it's really not that extreme. Like it's a very close cry to just being lonely or being bullied or whatever. And so you have a lot of toolkit. You have a lot more in your toolkit now. You have more stuff to do. You have all this other opportunity that you didn't have before. And it does suck. Like, it definitely sucks that it seems like you lost all your hard work or something to that effect. I would say you're not defined by it. You weren't defined by it before. You're not defined by it now. And you can definitely make more stuff. Hopefully that helps. If it doesn't, ignore it. Love your video, to be honest. In recent memory, which seinen manga / anime that has messed with your mind and emotion the most? Definitely Goodnight Punpun. Yasumi Punpun is like, it's a hard read. It's like psychologically a hard read, I would say. It definitely messes like you up a little bit. What's an anime or manga that you love and very few people know about? I don't know. I don't feel like I'm in the trenches enough to have a take like that. I will say, if you want an experience, like a true experience that like you might not survive, you would want to watch Sing Yesterday for me, or Sing Yesterday to me. Is it to me or for me? Sing Yesterday for me. If you want an experience that is like you'll never recover from, you should watch this anime. This anime is hot butt, dude. It's like, it's so bad. It's so bad. It's like the whole story is poop from a butt. It's all annoying. You'll never, like, it's so frustrating, but it's so good. And I literally, I remember I was watching it for the first time. I couldn't stop watching. I would leave every episode being like, oh, I hated that. But then I would keep watching because it was like I just couldn't look away. So I would highly recommend this series. It's awful. But if you haven't seen it, you definitely should. I don't know what the manga's like. I didn't read the manga, but I would assume it's similar. The first 3 episodes, it's like, it's good. It's like, oh, we're getting into it. Like, we're getting around to this. But then, like, after episode 3, it all falls apart, and then you'll start to hate yourself for it. Out of all isekai, what are your top 3? I haven't seen Mushoku Tensei. I tried to watch Mushoku Tensei, and I just couldn't do it. It was just too weird. Not too weird. It was just like, I just didn't have the interest for it. It was too weird, and I didn't have the interest to push through the weirdness. Because I'm down for things to be weird, right? I'm a Chainsaw Man defender. But there wasn't enough interest. I'll definitely go back to it and watch sometime. I haven't seen too many isekai. I definitely think ReZero's my favorite, but it's also very basic. I will go back. I think Mushoku Tensei will be my number 1 from what I know about and what I've read in like the manga. But at the time, I think when Mushoku Tensei was airing, I think that was 2022, and there wasn't enough like reason for me to watch it compared to like what else was airing at the time, so I just never went back to it, I think. Right, because 2022, that was like Call of the Night Season 1, that was AOT, that was Love is War. So there was like so many, there was Chainsaw Man, there was so many good like series that were coming out that when I started watching Mushoku Tensei, it was like, do I really want to like wade through this when I could be watching something else? You know what I mean? It was like one of those situations. What character can you relate to the most? What character feels the most real to you? That's a good question. Relate to the most and slash, I think these are different answers. Would these be different answers, do you think? What character can you relate to the most slash what character feels the most real to you? Character you can relate to the most in manga or anime, I would say overall, I really liked Lyndon Aurelius. Dude, this is like low-key niche, but from the Cradle book series. Cradle book series, all-time favorite book series, probably. I relate to Lyndon a lot. Character that feels the most real. I feel like the mom from Blood on the Tracks, Seiko, felt really real. Like, she felt not like a manga at certain times, so that makes sense. Like, she felt like she was a real like entity that was trapped in the manga, if that makes sense. If you want to watch me through the new season and binge it, because you're gonna love the storytelling. Yeah, I know. I know. That's the thing. Like, I know I will like Mushoku Tensei once I finish it. Feels very D&D-esque. That's so exciting. It is, yeah. Now there's nothing really. Okay, we're caught up. We can do a 3x3. This is gonna be fun. Anime 3x3. Would you consider Chainsaw Man great for writing in only the manga space or in media in general? I think media in general. I feel like Chainsaw Man, genuinely, generational story across every medium. I don't know if you'll get like. It's really tricky to say because it's so unique to like, I guess, anime and manga. But I would consider Chainsaw Man a great story, full stop, period. In the East, in the West, compared to books or novels or movies or all of that stuff. I think Chainsaw Man is like truly like generational. I know it's not necessarily a hot take, but I would consider it like legit. Okay, 3x3. Should we? I don't know if we'll do order. We'll go for sure with what we talked about, which is Love is War. Question: is this an anime 3x3 that we're doing, or is this like an everything 3x3? Thank you, Donald. Thank you. We're doing Q&A right now. You can ask questions. We're also doing a what is this called? 3x3. Thank you very much for the compliment. The reason we were so good, though. Would you rather someone? I'd rather watch Sing Yashiro to me because this is interesting. The reason we were so good, being R-rated in some country, even plus the animation. I'm genuinely so excited to go watch the Brazen movie. I haven't been to a movie theater in like years. Okay, we have to clarify. Is this a manga list or an anime list? Whoa. Whoa, great catch, Davis. Great catch, Davis. Great catch. Should this be a manga and anime list or just an anime list? Because that will drastically change my rating. Both? Okay, both. Anime and manga. Dandadan manga, I'm not caught up. Anime manga list. Okay, cool. Anime manga list. We'll do anime manga list. Number one, then. Number one definitely will be Berserk. Berserk is something special, guys. Like, Berserk is like truly generational. And what's crazy is like if Mira got to finish it, like if he, rest in peace Mira, if he was still alive, I feel like if he was still alive at the end of it, like once Berserk's done, I think it would be unquestionable that he would be a top 5 writer, creator across all time, period. I think nowadays, with the context we have, there's probably going to be like some detractors, but Berserk's like identity, its characters, it's the nature of its own like story is so perfect, 10 out of 10 across the board. Nothing really does it like Berserk, and nothing has done it like Berserk. Truly, I don't believe like there's ever been like a Berserk level manga, at least for sure. So Berserk number 1. Number 2, I'll put Love is War. I really like Love is War. I know this is a weird like pair to have back to back. It actually makes me feel kind of weird. Christy, Takopi's Original Sin. You'll love that one. That'll be so fire. I highly recommend that one. So Berserk number 1. I'll go Love is War number 2. Love is War is the first time I remember watching a series where, because I had seen like a few romance anime before and they were all good, but Love is War season 3 in the movie was the first time that they had ever taken away the ending from me, where it's like if you like watch this here, I'm gonna make a full hour-long video at some point about Love is War. I'm saving Love is War examples and stuff for like the Love is War video, because it was the first time where I'd ever seen a story like really pull back its own themes and like dissect itself in the way that Love is War did, because it gives you this ending and it gives you this in season 3 at least, with all this stuff. I've read some of Vagabond. Sorry, I'm slipped that in. I've read some of Vagabond. I'm not caught up yet. I get really discouraged when it's on hiatus, but I have to catch up. But it was the first time I felt like it really like peeled back its own story and dissected itself in the way that Love is War did. And I don't think I'll ever forget like the experience of like realizing that, even though like it's not the most complex thing in the world, or it's not like the most like whatever's, Love is War is definitely like, it was special, man. It was a special experience to like realize what I was realizing. Next question, or next anime, or next anime manga. Number 3. That's a good question. I don't really know how 3x3s work. I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's how we're gonna do it. So 1 top left, 9 bottom right. Number 3 of all time. I'll put what the freak is going on here? YouTube, let me be. YouTube, let me cook. I'll put Chainsaw Man number 3. And a manga. Really just the 9 anime that covers your taste the most. Yeah, it's like favorite 9 favorite anime. I would say Chainsaw Man as number 3 is definitely my favorite shonen of all time. I can't really think of one that I like more. And I'm not like a Chainsaw Man purist. I really like My Hero. I really like JJK. I really like all those, right? But Chainsaw Man is like, I don't know, it's just special. Like there's something special to me. Not 3x3 is like something to me. Yeah, it doesn't need to include your favorite, I think. I want to understand. Next up in 4. In 4, I've talked about it a little bit. I'll put Blood on the Tracks in 4. Because what I really liked about Blood on the Tracks was the fact, we made a video on this as well. Like the characters you see ourselves in, I talked about this because it's such like an interesting concept where like you you have no idea what the mom is really thinking until she's old, like until the damage has been done. And at that point, it was such like a experience to like realize, like to get into her head and try to figure things out that way. And then what I really loved the most was that at the end of the story, I won't spoil that. The ending was bittersweet, but I really loved like the idea of it. And I don't know if any ending has hit me as hard as Blood on the Tracks' ending has. Like if you read Blood on the Tracks' ending, it's such a simple like last panel. It's such a simple last line of dialogue, but conceptually it's just such like a powerful idea. Anyway, let's go to 5. Have you watched any Frieren? I love Frieren. Frieren is so good, you guys. Frieren should have won Anime of the Year, and I know it, and we all know it's true. We all know Frieren should have won Anime of the Year. That's just the facts. That's just the facts, twin. Number 5. Number 5, Vinland Saga for sure. What the heck is this? Assassin's Creed Valhalla X Vinland Saga? Is that real? Is this real? Oh my gosh, what the heck? Alright, well I didn't know that was real. But it's definitely not that version of the story. I'll put Vinland Saga here. Vinland Saga top 5, I would say. Thorfinn's Journey is so sick. Do you also read light novels? I've read like one light novel, but I have not. I'm not like a light novel reader. My first light novel is going to be ORV. I'm supposed to read ORV. I heard ORV is like insane though, so I'm excited for that. I'm just putting it off because I should be lazy and whatnot. Alright, Vinland Saga number 5. Next up. What would I put at number 6? One Room of Happiness. Oh, this looks terrible in terms of like, not in terms of quality, in terms of like how it'll make you feel. This looks like a really depressing manga. I'll stop reading that because it's gonna spoil me. I spoiled on something. I will read that though. That definitely looks good. One Room of Happiness. We might get a video on One Room of Happiness if it's really good. That would be crazy. Number 5. All right, don't hate me, bro. I really like Attack on Titan. AOT is such like a technically great, like there's so much great going on in AOT. It's so good. I really like AOT. I understand the ending's a little controversial. And I get that. Like I get the ending like not hitting for some people. I respect that. However, for me, the whole series was so good and it's so interesting and so intricate. And I was really invested in like the mystery of everything. So I think AOT deserves 6 for me. Even though I just spent like a little while hating on it, I definitely will I'll definitely put Sing Yesterday to Me on here. And I can't stress this enough. Like, this is a better picture actually. I love this picture. I can't stress enough. The fandom is terrible. You're right. You're so real. The Phantom's terrible. Anyway, Seeing Yesterday, to me, it's such a horrible series, guys. Like I like, it was so frustrating to watch, but I couldn't stop watching. I just couldn't stop watching. It was truly like a train wreck. I remember I was sick. I was supposed to fly to somewhere for work, and the morning I went to fly, it was like I got up at 4 to catch the flight, and I was driving with the people I work with, and then I went to the bathroom at the airport, and I had a crazy fever, and I threw up, and so I was like, dude, I have to go. I can't go to work because I'm throwing up right now. And I went home, and I was scrolling Crunchyroll because I was just like bored in bed, sick, and I watched this, I think, casually, and then I just couldn't stop watching. So it was the perfect fever dream of like frustration. Like, you're sick, the show is like so frustrating, you can't stop watching. Seeing Yesterday for me. There's a joke where like the series is actually called like walking around and waiting at people's houses, because half the arcs happen like waiting in front of someone's house. But it's like to this day, right, I can't forget about it. I can still remember the characters. I can still remember the plot. I can still remember how like it made me feel. So I guess that technically it makes it a great story. But I was so frustrated. You should definitely watch it though. 10 out of 10. Would never do it again. I'm gonna put My Hero at 8. My Hero will always hold a special place in my heart because it was the first anime series that I watched that wasn't a movie, and it was what got me in. Monogatari, I've seen some of the Monogatari stuff. I have not fully immersed myself in like the actual story. So I guess the answer is no. I was a long way of saying no. I'll put My Hero at 8. My Hero got me into anime. It's very simple for why I would put it here. I do like it quite a bit. There's something special about like getting into high school, or like being like a freshman and watching My Hero at that time, like discovering, like it's such like a perfect audience. Like, you're such like a prime target for the audience, and it's special, man. It's special for me. First series I watched. I think it's great. Obviously, I made a 50-minute video on it, so I've defended it. I've said my piece. The weird stuff in Monogatari is worse than in Mushoku Tensei. Is that real? That's crazy if that's true. Because there is some weird stuff going on in Mushoku Tensei, but I guess not like as weird as it could be. Number 9. I know what I'm putting number 9, guys. I love Mob Psycho. I love Mob Psycho 100. Mob is like such a fire show. It's so tight. It's 3 seasons. We're in, we're out. 100 chapters. And it doesn't overstay its welcome. It doesn't drag anything. It doesn't leave anything unexplored either. Like, it's such a solid overall story. The manga, I can see why people are like, I don't really want to watch or read the Mob Psycho manga because it looks ugly. I kind of respect that because the art is like not everyone's tea, but the adaptation is so far. You guys have to like respect the adaptation. Yeah, I think this is it. I think this is the 9. I think this is the 3x3. These are the 9. I would say so. Any hate takes? Anything crazy in chat? Any big disagreeers? Any disagreeers? But cool. This is the 3x3. I will download it so that I can make a post about it. You were a powerlifter? I was. I don't even know if you would use past tense yet. I was a powerlifter. Me and my brother, I started powerlifting when I was when I was in high school. I tore my not tore. I was born incorrectly. I was there's like a tendon. The tendon between on my knee was like all messed up, and so they had to go in there. I had surgery when I was 17 to cut the tendon and then like rebind it. So I had to like get all the strength in my leg back and stuff to like walk and whatnot. And then after that, I started lifting again without like randomly collapsing. Because like, what used to happen when I would work out is like if my knee took too much stress, my whole leg would just give out, and my body would fail. So my legs would like stop working, and the doctors told me it was because my brain knew, I guess, that like my leg was under too much strain, that it would be a serious injury if it didn't just like stop working. So I would like go dead, which made lifting and working out like impossible, right? Running would be frustrating. It was like a nightmare. And then they told me like if I didn't get surgery and stuff by like 21, 22, I would be like needing a cane. It would be really painful and bad. And so we got the surgery. And then after the surgery, I started lifting again. And then my strength shot up. And then my brother started getting the powerlifting. And so I competed with him. And then I had a coach. Guys, this is insane, by the way. We got a coach after my brother and I flew and we competed, and I qualified for nationals in powerlifting. And then we got a coach, and my brother and I, you guys, I was trained by who is now famous. Coach John. So Kratos Power Athletics is the gym, and I have a good one, Davis. And Philion was at his gym. I couldn't believe that. So Philion got coached by my coach, which in a way I would think makes me and Philion like buddies of sorts. Would you say that? Wouldn't you guys say that? Which that's insane. Like, how in the world do I get my coach plus Philion stream? I've worked out at that place. It's crazy. It's insane. I couldn't believe that. But yes, I used to be a powerlifter. Pretty much it. Nothing like of significance came from it. I qualified for nationals but didn't attend, because if you qualify for nationals, you have to pay your way to Vegas and then stay there and compete, and it's a whole thing. And like competing is already hard enough. So that's how it is. I got injured again after. So I qualified, I was working out, and then I was squatting. I believe at the time I could do 415 for 3. I can do 415 for 3 to 4 at the time. And I remember I was squatting, and on my second rep, my knee, like that I had the surgery on, low-key buckled and I fell. And falling with weight is like always troll. You never want to fall with weight because it's like a lot of weight. And I remember like after that, my knee was just like in so much pain. And then I went back to the doctor, and they said I probably need to like get surgery again. And then I haven't gone back to I haven't gone back then. And I am now a shadow of the lifter I once was. I'm like nerfed heavily because I also got injured and stuff, and I stopped working out as hard. Anyway, I was a powerlifter. Long story short, I wouldn't call myself a powerlifter anymore. That's like reserved for people who like take it very seriously. Anyway, this is it. I'm gonna go ahead and tap out now. It's been almost 2 hours, I think. Nope, been an hour and a half, so not even almost 2 hours. But thank you for everybody who came by. Thank you for chatting, asking questions. Super fun. Hopefully I'll stream more often, and we'll have fun things to do on stream. But yeah, with that, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna close it off here. Have a good one, guys.